Hello everyone, welcome. This is the Masterclass. My name is Patricknazareth. I have around 30 years of experience in teaching, and I hope to be able to share some of that with you today in order to help you with your doubts. Today, we look at the poem My Mother at 66 by Kamala. As always, we try and look into the background of the poet before we enter the poem. Kamala was born in Kerala on March 31st, 1934, in Thrissur. She died comparatively recently in 2009 in Pune, India, on May 31st. She holds the distinction of writing equally fluently in two languages, English and Malayalam. And she brings a unique experience of being an Indian woman onto her books. She writes openly about the troubles, the trials, her triumphs, everything that she went through during her life. Continuing on to her poem, let's examine the first few lines. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me doze, open-mouthed, her face ashen, like that of a corpse, and realized with pain. Kamala shares a deeply personal experience with us where she was driving from her parents' house back to Cochin, from Thrissur to Cochin, and her mother in the seat next to her, whether she was in a car or a bus is immaterial, was sleeping. And like old persons sleep, or even some of us sleep, we sleep with our mouths open. So her face was dry, her face was ashen, whitish, and it looked like that of a corpse. So suddenly, Kamala realized how old her mother was, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away, looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes, the pain that she felt on realizing her mother was old, and knowing that her mother would perhaps not live much longer, that she would die and leave her alone. She couldn't bear that thought. The pain was too much, the thought of her mother dying. So she looked out of the vehicle. What did she see? Young trees sprinting. In other words, as she was moving past the trees at speed, the trees went past her. Children laughing, talking, coming out of their homes. Continuing onwards. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, worn, pale, as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. So Kamala goes to the airport, and at the airport you cannot accompany the person who is going. So once Kamala crosses the security check at the airport, she looks back at her mother, and she realizes how pale, how white, how worn, in other words, how old she looked. Like a moon. You know, the moon is white in color. And she felt that fear inside her. What fear? The fear that we all have. The fear of losing our parents. The fear that lasts with us from childhood onwards when we see them and we say, wow, what if something happened to them? But she could not tell that to her mother. She couldn't bring herself to say that to her mother, that I don't want to see you die. So she kept that inside her. And all she said was, "See you soon, Amma." Because she knew that she would be coming back as soon as possible, and she hoped to see her mother again and again, and left her standing there with a smile on her face, smiling at her mother, trying to forget how old she looked, and trying to leave her mother. The themes that run through this poem then: aging, mortality. Every one of us have to age, and every one of us has to die. But it is different when you see people that you love, like your mother. The fear of losing a loved one to death is very real and very frightening. And even though we know it has to happen at some stage, we are never prepared for it when it comes. So here the poetess is trying to bring that to light for all of us in order that we might confront our fears. Right then, that's the end of the poem. If I have been able to help you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, there might be other people over there who might need our help. Thank you for watching.